Oh, LR original soundtrack. You really didn't know English very well, did you, you silly bitch? Oh, hi there! I didn't see you come in. My name's JT Camp, also known as the better half of Animerica. What we're going to be doing today is having a tour of my anime collection. This is 2 bookshelves that are literally all of the anime that I own. So yeah, we're going to just kind of rock it through. I'm going to tell you about them, if I've watched them or not. These are anime that I've been collecting since, what was that, 15 years, I guess. Over 15 years. So there's a lot of gems in here. You'll probably see a lot of cool anime. Some stuff that we've reviewed on the show, some stuff that we will be reviewing. So strap in. We're going to have a fun time. So here we go. Hey! So because I'm a humongous plebeian, I have all of my anime alphabetized. So the very first one we're going to be looking at is Afro Samurai. Afro Samurai it's not really, it's kind of a movie, I guess. It's actually like a 5-episode series, I guess. Maybe OVA, I guess they'd call it. I have the super extended edition that comes with 15 minutes of never-before-seen footage, and it is excellent and kicks ass. So I'm just going to read the back of the package. That's all I'll do for this whole series. I have watched this. It's really cool. It's actually got Samuel L. Jackson doing voice talent in it, as well as Ron Perlman, who is, as some of you know, like my favorite actor ever because he's awesome. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. It's a very cool series. Very stylish, very cool fight scenes, extremely well done fight scenes. The story is a little bit meh, but it's a 5-episode series, so how much are you really losing by watching this, you know? I recommend it. It's a lot of fun. It's a very cool series. Watch it. Afro Samurai. Next is Afro Samurai Resurrection, and I actually haven't watched this one, so I didn't remember hearing good things about it, but I picked up the special director's cut. I just haven't gotten around to watching it yet, but if it's more Afro Samurai, it's probably cool, right? I'll watch it soon. Ah My Goddess and Ah My Goddess Flights of Fancy, which are basically Season 1 and Season 2 of the Ah My Goddess series. Very fun, very nice anime. Jesus Christ. Okay, so some of those are going to fall sometimes. It's not very substantial. It's definitely a very fluffy anime, very kind of non-committal. But it's a nice show, fun characters, I enjoy it. I don't know if I actually got all the way through Season 2 yet. It's called Flights of Fancy, but it's technically the 2nd season of the show. I don't know if I got through it. I think that I had picked it all up and I was excited to watch it, but then I heard from somebody that it's kind of it's not quite there, or it doesn't really go anywhere. I don't remember. I heard something about it that kind of dissuaded me, but it's on my backlog. I'm going to be watching it soon. Again, recommend it if you like fun, fluffy stuff. And we actually did a cover-by-cover for the first couple episodes of Oh My Goddess Season 1, so give that a watch if you're interested. So next up is the anime that fell and just scared the crap out of me. So this is the Oh My Goddess movie. I actually don't remember if this came out before or after the show. But I do know that it's kind of parallel to it. Like, I don't think that it's... I don't remember. I don't remember now. It's been too long. But, yeah, just the movie form. I guess I can't really say whether it's a recommendation or not, because Yuri Aoshi. This one is not great. It's, when I was younger, I really got a kick out of it. Lots of girlies with big boobles and hotness and that kind of thing. But having watched it in my adult years, it's not terribly substantial. The manga's good. Like, I enjoyed the first several issues of the manga, but Yuri Aoshi, meh. It's, yeah, take it or leave it. Not great. Yuri Aoshi Inishi is the 2nd season, kind of. I guess it's a shorter season. I actually have a box for this one and not for these. But, yeah, same thing. Right away we're getting to something really cool. Of course, Akira, what can you say about it that hasn't been said before? We covered it in our top 25 movies that everybody needs to see. Fantastic. Very, very, very good. I mean, Will is adamant that this is the best anime movie of all time. Personally, I would put it very, very, very high. Top 3 at the very least. Top number 1, I would have to really think about it for a long time. Probably, maybe. But it's still a contender. Super good. Just extremely good visuals, such an achievement, especially for the time it was made. So, it's definitely worth a watch. If you consider yourself an anime fan, seek out and watch Akira. One thing to note, if you get an especially old version of it, they actually had a dub from many years ago that was not good, if you're into watching the dubs, I guess. There was a dub from many years ago that was not good. Like, they were mispronouncing names. They actually said, Akira all the time instead of Akira, which is the correct pronunciation. They did a redub. Anything from this version onward is going to have the correct dubbing, or the better, newer dubbing in it. So, probably don't need to worry about it, but just something to keep in mind. All-purpose cultural cat girl Nuku Nuku TV. I have no fucking clue what this is. Amagi Brilliant Park. This is one of the more recent anime I've picked up. It's actually probably one of the last 3 or 4 anime I watched. Very good. Very good. I would definitely recommend it if you're a fan of comedy. It's a little... it's fun. It's definitely a fun show. It's not anything super heavy, nothing super duper impactful, but a very fun show, very lighthearted, good sense of humor to it. I love the comedy in the show. The characters are actually really good in the show, despite the overall plot and the overall everything not having a ton of gravitas to it. But definitely recommend it. If you like funny anime, Amagi Brilliant Park. Angel Links. This one, I picked this up many, many years ago because apparently it's set... Actually, it's literally the line on the back of the box. Set within the Outlaw Star universe, which is apparently the selling point. All I remember of this is I got 2 or 3 episodes into it, and I did not like it. So, Outlaw Star is, spoilers, probably my favorite anime of all time. So, watching another anime in that universe should have been super appealing, but for whatever reason, I remember this being weak. I need to go back and watch it again. It's been many years, so maybe I just need to give it a bit more time or something, but, or try it again. I seem to remember that they ended up going with a magical girl angle, and for those of you who are watching our review of Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha, magical girl anime, not really my thing, so I think that was kind of what turned me off to this, but again, I need to watch it again to give it a fair shake. I just remember not liking it. Some of these I'm going to do together. These are 2 movies, Appleseed and Appleseed Ex Machina. These were okay. I remember the visual effects were pretty cool. I believe that they're fully CG'd, if I recall correctly. I don't remember there being a whole lot of substance to the movies, though. I think it was just kind of here's some robots that look cool and some neat action scenes, and then that was kind of it. I don't remember them very well, so... Armitage the Third and Armitage Dual Matrix. I don't know that I've ever watched these, to be totally honest, so I can't really give it a fair criticism. But I'll watch them. I think I've heard good things about them, maybe. Attack on Titan. So, this is getting into the newer age where they started releasing series in halves, which is a little shitty, but whatever. I guess I'm happy to support anime. I watched these on Netflix when they were first released on Netflix. I really, really enjoyed them. I need to go back and rewatch it again, and actually we'll be watching these soon because Attack on Titan is going to be the next 25 the Hard Way that we do. So I'm going to be helping Will with that. Unlike the previous 25 the Hard Way where he's done them himself, I will be joining in because I want to talk about this series because it's very good. I would recommend it to people. It's very good. It's not flawless, though. It's got problems, but you'll have to tune in when we do the show. Ha! Hi there, I'm JT Camp. You may remember me from such YouTube videos as the one you're watching right now. I'm coming to you with this message from the future because, well, I made some mistakes in the video. So, for those of you who cannot tell by the fact that I'm showing up on camera something like 45 pounds lighter than I used to be, hashtag humble brag, the footage that I recorded before was filmed several months ago, and because of that I was missing some anime from my collection, so I'm going to be doing these little quick snippets to kind of quickly go over some anime that I have found, complete with my cat crying in the background for no reason. I'm going to be going over some anime that I didn't have in my collection when I went over it. Some things I was loaning to Will because they were things we were actively working on for cover by cover, so I do have a few of those back. Some things I don't actively have with me, I'll just have to, you'll have to pretend that I have it here with me, I guess. And then some other anime that I've gotten in between since when I filmed this and when right now is, which is March 19th, 2019. So hopefully I don't buy any more anime between now and when this video releases in like a month. I probably will. Damn it. I hate being an addict. First things first, quickly I just want to cover Azumanga Daioh. Yes, this one is mine, the wonderful old school, you know, big 6-disc collection. It came with some fun little doodads in the package as well. Very nice little box set. And we just covered this on cover by cover, and I stand by what I said. I really enjoy it. It's a light, fluffy anime. I actually remember my very first exposure to this anime was very early on in my anime career, as it were. Back when I was in high school, my parents decided to get digital cable. It was back when digital cable was kind of like a new cutting edge thing. And it came with, you know, the 300 bajillion channels or whatever it was. I think it was like 200 channels or something at the time. And one of those channels was an on-demand channel that actually had anime, but it was not like Netflix where you could watch an entire anime from start to finish. It was like a couple of episodes of an anime, not in order. It was so weird, and I don't remember what all was on there. It was like Anime on Demand or something. It was through Time Warner Cable. Somebody maybe can comment if they remember this like I do. But they had a few anime, and either they would only have like the first couple of episodes, or they would just have some random episodes from the middle of the anime. So it was such a terrible way to try to get into a show. It's like, I want to watch this show that's coming out. Let's watch episode 15. What the fuck? But Azumanga Daioh is one that I actually found out from this process. I watched it, and it was like that. It was like episode 12 or 13 or some shit. It's also how I found out about Cromartie High School. I'll talk about that later. But when I watched it, I remember the scene that got me, the scene that made me actually really want to watch Azumanga Daioh. There was an episode later on where I believe his name is Mr. Kimura. Correct me if I'm wrong, but basically there's a real pervy teacher in the anime who, like, he always has a gape mouth. Like, he's always like, and he has these big, you know, kind of like the glossed over glasses. And he's a total perv. Like, he seems like a good teacher, and it's so funny because, like, he's a really good husband and father, but he's also a big perv, and he, like, always tries to go after the girls in their swimsuits and stuff. But there was an episode where all of the kids in class, you know, all the main characters that everyone knows, I had no fucking idea who any of them were watching this, but there was an episode where they were all in class, and they were like, you know what, we should just eat our lunch when we feel like it. Why are we waiting until lunchtime? Let's just eat it right now. And so all the kids scheme that they're gonna like just get their lunches and eat it at their desks because, you know, kind of like an F the system type of thing. And Mr. Kimura comes walking down the hall, and he goes, like, it shows him walking down the hall, and he goes and he opens the door to the class, and he steps in, and he turns and he looks at the class, and everyone is sitting at their desks with their food, shoveling it into their mouth, but they're all frozen, and they all stop, and they all look up at him real slow with their mouths full, and Mr. Kimura's standing by the door. He's like, oh, I didn't realize it was lunchtime, pardon me. He closes the door, and then he turns, and like, it shows reverse footage of him basically just walking backwards through the halls a little bit faster, back into the teacher's lounge where he now has his lunch out starting to eat it, and then he looks over at the clock and he sees it's only like 10 in the morning. And I remember I just laughed my ass off at that scene. I was like, this is an anime I need to try. So that was what convinced me to buy Azumanga Daioh. This is probably one of the first, like, 10 anime I owned. I'll talk more later on in the show about the first anime that I bought. The first few, I think. But yeah, Azumanga Daioh is one of the first, and it's a cherished memory because of that. I still enjoy the show. I still think it's fun. It's a fun little silly thing to watch every once in a while, and that's that. Back to your regularly scheduled programming as I edit this in the future of tomorrow. Today! Oh my god, why is it all of these? Jeez, God, help me. So I don't drop. Okay, this is Bucky the Grappler. And Bucky the Grappler, I unfortunately think that this is one of those shows that's kind of gone into oblivion. I don't know if it's still in print or not. Maybe. The reason I was sold on this anime was when I picked up the original box. Let me go over the box art on here. So, on the front, it's got an orange-haired dude who's buff as hell with another buff as hell dude behind him. On this side, it's got him, like, fucking punching or kicking somebody in the face. This side's got a dude with scars on his face and a gorilla, like a deformed gorilla. The bottom of the box has a bunch of sweet-ass action scenes, including, I don't know if you can see that, Bucky uppercutting a gorilla in the face. And then to me, the piece de resistance on the top, it's some asshole about to get kicked in the face. Like, this is the most metal shit I'd ever seen, and I bought this as soon as I saw that. Fun series, very fun. It's a good shonen, I guess. A majority of the series takes place in kind of a tournament, like if you're used to any, tournament shonen. Very fun though, very neat show. Unfortunately, it kind of ends on a like, I don't like doing big spoilers or whatever, but it's got a non-conclusive ending, and I don't think that they're going to be proceeding with the series, so that's kind of unfortunate. But for what it is, if you get a chance to check out Bucky the Grappler, you like beefy-ass dudes punching the hell out of other beefy-ass dudes, good shit. It's a bonus if you're gay and you're into that stuff. This one's next on my list. It's called Beck. The box here actually says Mongolian Chop Squad because it's kind of the sub-name of the anime. It used to just be called Beck Mongolian Chop Squad. I think they had to kind of omit that because of legal complications with the artist known as Beck. But this one is, I haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet. It's very highly recommended though, and I'm a big fan of music-based anime. So it's definitely up my alley. I just need to find some time to actually get down and watch it. But it was highly recommended, so I picked it up, and I'm looking forward to watching it. Yes, here I am again already. I can't believe that I was missing anime so quickly. The next one that we're going to talk about here is a new one, actually. This one is called Bento. This is an anime I just picked up, like at the last anime convention I went to. I have not watched it. I heard very good things about it. Basically, because of the things I heard about it, I was like, I'm going to buy this. I'm going to give it a try. Which is probably silly, because I actually have a subscription to Funimation now for streaming stuff. That's how I've been watching My Hero Academia. And some other shows as well. But I could have watched Bento that way, but I was like, it was one of the Savor editions, these ones that have like the green shit, like it's a reversible cover. I always put it on the non-save edition because the save looks ugly as hell. But it was like $30, whatever, it was fine. I heard that it's a lot of fun though. Basically it's a group of people who fight, like literally battle over the right to eat discount bento boxes. Like at the end of the day, the supermarket does like half-price bento boxes, so they actually have like battle leagues for it and shit. It sounds like fun. Like it sounds like it's right up my alley. The only thing I saw about it was an FMV that somebody did, where it was basically like some of the action scenes from the anime playing with some music, and it looked cool. I was like, oh, these action scenes look badass. I'm gonna try it out. So that's on my list. I'll be watching it soon, but I'm looking forward to it. Yep, we're back again. Sorry I'm here so frequently. Hopefully I'm not hopefully I won't be here too often, but we're going to talk quickly about Berserk. I have the Berserk Box of War, which I've actually come to find out that is actually worth some money. I didn't realize this is like out of print and actually pretty hard to find. But this was another one of the very early anime I bought. This was a very early recommendation from basically everybody. This was when I was getting started in anime. I got started watching Toonami and stuff like that. I think I talk about this later in the episode, but it's been so long I don't remember anymore. But I got recommended Berserk. Sorry, I was just playing with my cat. I got recommended Berserk very early on. I heard it was a very good show, so I ended up picking up the Box of War and the different volumes to get it collected, and I don't regret a thing. It was an excellent show. For its time, it was fantastic. Today, as we mentioned in our cover-by-cover review, it's kind of been outpaced by the movies. I don't think that it's super necessary to watch the show anymore, as heathenist as I know that's going to sound to a lot of Berserk fans. But I stick by what I said in the show. If you are a huge fan of the Berserk universe, it's not going to hurt to spend more time there. Watching the anime, you're just going to get more of the stuff that you like. With the movies, if you only have time for one or the other, I think that the movies do a perfectly good job of telling the story and then some. They even tell a few pieces that the anime skips out on. But if you really like this, if you really like the universe, you can check out the show. It's a shame that it's out of print right now. I saw at the convention I went to, I think that the gentleman whose booth I checked out was selling the box set. The cheapest one he had was the slim box set, and that was still like 80 or 90 bucks. So it's going to catch you a bit in the pocket if you want to pick this one up, but it is a very good show. If you're a fan of the Berserk, or if you're a fan of classic anime, I guess, how classic is classic? I think this came out in this was 2002 packaging. I want to say this was an early 2000s anime, maybe very late 90s. So not like super duper old, but if you are a fan of anime like this, action anime, medieval, fantasy, stuff like that, with a bit of a horror edge to it, highly, highly recommended. At the very least, the movies. So, which I don't own. Why the fuck don't I own the movies? The Big-O! Part 2. Where's part 1? Yes, I do own Big-O box sets 1 and 2. I just talked about Big-O box set 2, and I tried to play it off like I think it's around here somewhere, but I'm a huge charlatan. Don't listen to me, I'm a liar. I'm a liar. I'm a liar. I own both of them, they're very good though. Check them out. Black Lagoon! Black Lagoon. Actually, that'd be a good series. Just a really intense linguini. Is Rangoon a... Never mind, I don't remember. Black Lagoon is okay. We did this on an earlier season of Cover by Cover. The first 2 episodes were fun, kind of action-packed, kind of neat. There were some things that rubbed me the wrong way about it. Obviously, I use language myself, like I'm not afraid to say shit and fuck and stuff like that. But in an anime, especially, something like this, where it's like every other word out of their mouth, it kind of shows a lack of creativity. Like, if you're just going to use nothing but swear words because you think that it makes it intense, it suffers because of that. And I felt that in the first few episodes of Black Lagoon. Whoever the main character lady is just a potty mouth nonstop. And so is everybody else, and it's just kind of boring dialogue. But the action was cool. I'd definitely give it a shot and continue watching. I think. I don't remember what my verdict was at the time, but I am interested in going back and watching it now. On the subject of like potty language and stuff, that kind of reminds me of like Samurai Gun, which we did on Animerica. And I do not own, thank Christ. But yeah, language, if you use it too much, it just is kind of boring. Fucking assholes. So this is Blue Gender and Blue Gender the Warrior, which is a full-length feature that comes after it. So, one of the things, and I'll point this out as we go through my collection, a lot of the anime that I picked up I actually bought from a website called Right Stuff Anime. And especially, I don't know if they still do it, but back when I was a teenager, like 18, probably 17, 18, 19, somewhere in there, they would do clearances on anime where they would sell you a box set of anime that would normally cost $180 for like a nickel. Like it was crazy deals how good the deal is. Like Blue Gender, I think I bought this whole series for like $15 or $20. The box is used. I think I bought the volumes individually. I had to buy the slipcase separately for like $5 or something. It's a little dinged up. But it was just a super good deal. It was back when I was just starting my anime collection. It's just jingly, I guess. It was back when I was starting my anime collection. And unfortunately, I have not gotten around to watching it. I've owned it for like 15 years and haven't watched it. Whoops. But no, it's looks cool. Sci-fi. I don't know. I gotta give it a shot though, so I really don't know how good it is. So this one is Blue Submarine number 6, and it's in a slipcover back when they first started doing slipcovers and had no fucking idea what they were doing. So it's almost like unreadable when it's in the slipcover. But yeah, this is Blue Submarine number 6. Much like a lot of our older viewers on the channel, I got into this when it was shown on Toonami. It was one of the very first shows they did on Toonami, actually, when they rolled it out. It's only 4 or 5 episodes, I think, and I remember it being cool, but I need to rewatch it because, to give you a little bit of background, when I first started watching anime, I had no clue what I was looking at. I was turned off by a lot of weird things, just because anime has if you're not familiar with the format, it has a tendency of like showing you really bizarre imagery and weird concepts, things like that. And if you're not ready for it, it's very disorienting, I guess. And I remember having a little bit of that problem with this show, but then I did rewatch it later on and I really enjoyed it. So I gotta rewatch it again soon. Unfortunately, I heard there were some issues, like they re-released this, but I heard that there were some issues with the audio track or with the digitalization of one of the episodes or something happened. Like one of the episodes was censored while the rest were uncensored or something bizarre. I don't know where this one lies on that spectrum, but this is like the original Bandai printing. So, but yeah, I'd recommend it. I'm gonna rewatch it myself soon. Bodacious Space Pirates. This one is a lot of fun, actually. When I bought this anime, I was expecting it to be fan service and big boobles and all sorts of neat stuff, which you might see in some of the other anime I own. Shh. But it wasn't at all. Actually, it was kind of down to earth, honestly, even though it is involving spaceships and space pirates and cool stuff like that. I'm a big fan of this style of sci-fi. Like, I really like realistic sci-fi, like Planetes and stuff like that. But I also really like kind of a little bit far out sci-fi with some cool, extra concepts. But when it's, very focused on the technology and on the science of it and stuff like that, it's really cool. I enjoy it. And this series actually did a decent job of that. I don't think I finished it. I seem to recall that I got through, like, an arc that involved this little princess girl, and it ended with her becoming a magical princess or some shit, and I just kind of got bored of it. But I'd like to go back and rewatch it, because it looked like there were some plot developments to kind of push the series a little bit in a different direction that didn't involve bitch. So, yeah, I'm gonna definitely finish it, but I enjoyed what I watched so far. Got a little burned out about halfway through it, but that's not always a bad thing. I'll pick it up again soon. I feel like I'm saying that a lot. The Boy and the Beast, a very recent film from Mamoru Hosoda. Hosoda? I don't know. One of those. It was good. It was good. Personally, it was a weaker entry to his films. Do I own Wolf Children? Yes. Okay. I thought it was a little bit weaker entry to his film. I would say, of the ones that I'm remembering off the top of my head, it's probably my least favorite of them, but it's still good. It's still an entertaining movie. So, I would recommend it. It's got some fun concepts, fun characters, very predictable. One of the big, twists, reveals in it is just so predictable. It's kind of unreasonably so. But it did make it to the honorable mentions, I believe, for our 25 anime movies you should definitely watch. So, yeah, check it out. I gotta stand up for these ones. Oh, geez. Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh my god, I can't believe this happened. Well, that was fun. To give everyone at home a real quick explanation for what happened, I took out 2 anime at once because I was trying to save myself some time, and the Boogie Pop Phantom Collector's Edition that I pulled off, I forgot that it's in 2 pieces, and it's very flimsy, like how it's held together. So when I picked it up like this, and the bottom just went foop out, slammed into this little table I have here, and knocked over my water and got water in a bunch of shit. So, whoops. Well, at least doesn't look like anything was destroyed, but it was a little pain in the ass to clean up. So, whatever. This is Boogie Pop Phantom. I actually have not watched this show yet. This was a recent acquisition. My old roommate, who actually appeared on an episode of Cover by Cover, he was playing the Pathfinder game with us in the, what was that? Slayers. The Slayers episode. He was in that. So, he had an anime collection, and when we were parting ways, he was kind of cleaning out his stuff, and he sold me a bunch of his old anime. So, I got some cool, like, old collector's edition things. This is a super interesting box set that they released. It actually has 2 soundtrack CDs and a bunch of like prints and stuff with it, so it's really cool. It's just kind of a pain in the ass to put back together, so yeah, I'd love to watch it, but it'll come soon. Bubblegum Crisis. Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040, because I believe there was an older version of this show as well. This is another one that my old roommate sold me, and we did a cover-by-cover episode on it. I remember it being fun, but not terribly engaging. So, it's I'm not in a hurry to watch it, but I'm glad that I own it, so I can at some point. Burst Angel. This is not good. We did this on a cover by cover. Yeah, the first 2 episodes are not very engaging, and I've tried and failed to watch this show on at least 3 different occasions, only ever getting into like episode 7 or 8 at the most, and then giving up because it's not good. It gets confusing very quickly. They just don't tell the story very well. It's got some cute girls in it though. Sea Control, and what is the sub name? Fuck. Something dumb. The Money of Soul and Possibility Control or some shit. The Money of Soul and Possibility Control. I actually got it right on my first try. It's so tiny I can barely read it. This was fun. It was a fun show. It was rushed is the biggest problem. It was 10 or 11 episodes. It feels like it should have been 24 because I was really enjoying the show. I was really enjoying the directions they were going, but it petered out really fast, and it felt like the last 2 episodes were just like, go, 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 we ran out of time. So maybe it was supposed to be trying to get optioned for a second season, and they reneged on it on like the last second or something. I just don't know. It's unfortunate though, because it was fun, but feels incomplete. Here we come to the first of my Studio Ghibli collection. I believe I own all of the Hayao Miyazaki films, except for Porco Rosso? I think, maybe? Okay, yeah, I have almost all of them, though. Castle in the Sky is great. My copy's unopened, but I have watched this several times in the past. It's a lot of fun, very, very magical, very entertaining. I like it. It's probably among my favorite of Miyazaki's films. Very, very good. I like it. Recommend. Chobits! With no box! what a fun series. I love Chobits. I think it's great. We did this one on cover by cover as well. I don't think Will was super keen on it, but I really, really like this show. It was an earlier anime for me. It was not among like the very, very, very first ones I watched, but it was definitely in the first year or two I was watching anime. I got a chance to see this. Such a nice anime. Crispin Freeman, amazing, as always. Very charming, very cute. Near the end, it gets a little confusing at some parts, unfortunately, but it's okay. The only big flaw for this one, the last episode, I can't remember if it's the last episode or if it's just this disc, but they did like half episodes or something bizarre where they did some like, they were almost all recap episodes or something stupid like that. And they kind of crammed them all into this last disc, and I remember that being a big waste of time. But that happens sometimes in anime, where you'll see, like, recap episodes. I feel like they kind of jammed them all into this one or something, but I don't know. There's something about it that was kind of off-putting. Other than that, though, the actual series itself was great. Recommend it. Watch it. Clannad and Clannad After Story. Fantastic anime. Some people would say that these are two separate shows completely. Personally, I look at it as kind of Season 1 and Season 2. Season 1, a little bit, just a tiny bit weaker than Season 2, I guess. The first series, and After Story is a masterpiece. It's fantastic. I can't talk highly enough about it. If you haven't gotten a chance to see Clannad After Story, watch it. And if you get a chance, watch Will's 25 the Hard Way on it. He does a fantastic job with it. Such a good series. There are some very minor flaws. There are a couple of arcs, especially in After Story. I remember there was like 1, 2, or 3 episode arc that was really dumb. Like it was just kind of a nowhere. It felt like a filler arc, but it was fine. It wasn't the end of the world. I was okay with it. But no, really, really good. I would actually say together, Clannad and After Story is probably my second favorite anime of all time. So I can't highly recommend it enough. Definitely watch it. Colorful? Roses are red, violets are blue. This show's about panties. Yeah, this is hilarious. It's a collection of, like, there are a bunch of 5 or 10 minute episodes, basically. I think it was originally a web show that was collected on DVD, and it's funny as hell. It's very, very humorous, very pervy, but very enjoyable. So, if you get a chance, if you like gross, kind of sexual humor, it's very funny. It's lighthearted, it's goofy, and very dumb, but give it a watch. I laugh out loud every time I watch it. Next we have Colorful. Roses are red, violets are blue. This show's not about panties. Colorful is a film. Actually, it's very recent and very, very good. I really enjoyed this one quite a bit. I think it did make the top 25 anime movies list. Very, very engaging story. If you want to hear more thoughts on it, I'd definitely check out that episode. But yeah, give it a watch. Mine is still shrink wrapped, of course, but I've watched it 2 or 3 times already. I just haven't opened this copy that I bought. But give it a watch. Very highly recommended. Comic Party. I have no knowledge of this anime. Next up, I have Cowboy Bebop the movie, Knockin' on Heaven's Door. The movie's a lot of fun. The show is a lot of fun, too. I actually originally owned the show on DVD. It was one of the older collections I did. I sold it because I was looking at getting the Blu-ray, the re-release of Cowboy Bebop, because I think it's one of those ones that's worth owning on Blu-ray, worth upgrading, but I haven't bought it yet. It's still really good. I'd recommend the anime and the movie. Both good. Hello there, back again. I have one I need to talk about that I can't physically hold in front of you, unfortunately, because it is an anime that I loaned to a friend. many, many years ago, and I never got it back. It is Cromartie High School. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm not going to bother photoshopping a picture of it in my hand. Fuck that. Cromartie High School, I had the 4-disc, like the old school box set, the one that's like the actual thick boxes. Really cool design on them, too. I really loved the box art and stuff. I loaned it to a buddy at a job that I was working at, and it is one of the very few jobs I've ever been fired from, so it was kind of a short notice of not working there anymore. And I'm still friends with the guy. I talk to him just every once in a while on Facebook, but I have not seen him in person in many years, so he still has my anime. So, Adam, if you're subscribed to my show for some odd reason, return my damn anime. Otherwise, maybe I'll just come get it sometime. We should hang out. But I want it back, if I can. It's been many years. Oh yeah, Cromartie High School is a lot of fun. Watch it! This one is Cyber City, the Final Collection. To be completely honest, I have not watched this one yet. I was gifted this by a gentleman by the name of Otaku Joe. Good first name. Otaku Joe is a guy who goes around to a lot of anime conventions. He actually is a seller. He sells, anime. He is probably the best vendor we've ever dealt with. He is super cool, super friendly. His prices are actually quite reasonable. Obviously it's not, it's not as cheap as you can find it online or places like that. But if you're looking at supporting a convention and supporting a vendor, he's definitely the way to go because he's extremely knowledgeable, he's very friendly, and he is generous too. I mean, I bought several anime from him, and he threw this and like a couple of other movies and stuff at me for free. He helped sponsor one of our panels. Really cool guy. I'm gonna throw a link to him somewhere, maybe. Or I'll just recommend him, because I'll probably forget about it when I'm editing this. But yeah, Otaku Joe. Check him out. And Cyber City, the Final Collection, might be good. Danganronpa! Episodes 1 through 13, the animated series. I have not watched this yet. I picked it up because it was on sale. It was the nice, kind of shiny collector's edition, and I'm always entranced by those. I have not watched it yet, though, and to be honest, I don't know if I want to watch it before I play the games. So, if you are somebody who's familiar with this material, you've played the games, and you've seen the anime, leave a comment below. Please let me know if you think that it's worthwhile to watch this first, or wait to watch this until I play the game. I definitely want to pick up the Danganronpa games, and thankfully they're getting released on Steam. I think they're out on Steam now, or they're out on PS4 at the very least. I do want to play them, though, so. Death Note. Death Note is an anime. We did this on Cover by Cover. Will was on a big kick where he really wanted to watch the Japanese subbed version. It's not necessary to do so, though. I think the dub is fine. As far as dubs go, it's not the best, but it's not terrible. The anime is... Let me put it this way. If you've never seen Death Note before, or read the Death Note manga, I would recommend reading the Death Note manga. The Death Note manga is very, very, very good the first time you read it. The second, third, and fourth times you read it, it gets exponentially worse every time because it's a mystery. It's a detective mystery. The more you know going into it, the less effective it is. So try to go into it with as little spoilers as possible, as little knowledge of it as possible. Read the manga. It's so good. If you hate reading, or you really dislike manga, or can't figure out that you read the pages, right to left, the anime is fine. It's not nearly as good. I think that the ending to the anime is much weaker than it was in the manga. Even though it's almost identical, I still think that they handled it kind of poorly in the anime, to be honest. So, yeah, I don't know. It's still fine. It's a good watch. If you have to pick between the two, I would go with the manga. Like, if you're going to pick one of the two, go with the manga. But if you have to watch anime, Death Note is fine. It's fun. It's on Netflix, I think, as of right now. It's not super expensive otherwise, but... Desert Punk. This was a fun as ass anime. Fun as ass. I can't remember if we've done this one. Maybe? I really don't know. Anyway, Desert Punk is a lot of fun. It's a really funny anime. I think it's very well done. Near the end of the show, it changes tone quite a bit. It actually gets pretty serious. There are a few episodes that are a little tonally jarring, I think, and that might not be everyone's cup of tea. I enjoyed it for what it was, though. It was definitely a lot of fun. I think this was the first anime I watched when I moved into my new apartment. It was kind of like a watch it as I'm setting up some furniture and stuff anime. So I'd recommend it if you like comedy anime. It's got some fun action scenes. It's a cool post-apocalyptic desert-y setting. I'd recommend it. Oh, Detroit Metal City! Detroit Metal City is a ton of fun. This is a really good comedy anime. I'd say it's in the same vein as like Cromartie High School. If you're looking for something that's very irreverent, very silly, it's got death metal in it, so if you like death metal, it's awesome. I'd give it a shot. You know, it's very funny, very non sequitur humor style. Give it a watch. Eden of the East. Eden of the East is a cool series. Actually, it was pretty neat. Unfortunately, I remember that the ending was kind of not super fulfilling. Like, it was neat how it ended, but it wasn't like, didn't give you full closure on everything that happened. And there were 2 movies that came out with this, and I've heard from somebody who watches anime who also does this web series with me named Will, that the movies aren't very good. So I would like to watch them at some point, but it's kind of down on my priority list just because he didn't recommend them. Millie, shut up! Elfin Lead, or Lied, Elfin whatever. This is a really good series if you are an edgy 12-year-old. For anybody else, it's garbage. And unfortunately, when I was an edgy 12-year-old, I was actually like 18 or 19 years old. So I really liked this when I first got it. I thought all the gore and everything is really cool and whatever. I was actually participating in an anime club in the first college I went to, and I tried showing this to everybody, and I made one of the other guys in the class vomit. So that was cool. Yeah, don't watch this. It's not, I don't recommend it. Not anymore. Makes you puke. Here's another quick insert. Excel Saga is an anime that I own. I actually have the old school, big box set. And actually really cool, there's like a little ribbon thing that kind of goes around the outside of it, and that's actually still intact on my box. I don't think that it makes it worth any more money than it was, but it's something I'm proud of, because that box set is like fucking 15 years old, and I've still kept that thing intact, so that's a plus. But we're checking it out for cover by cover. It will be coming up in the next season, so watch out for that. Fooly Cooley, leave it to Gynax to put a, like, 5 episodes? 6 episodes? 6 episode series in a box this big and overzealous. Yeah, this is, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Fooly Cooley's okay. It's not the fucking masterpiece that everyone says it is. Oh, it's the best anime ever. No, it's a little bit too head up its own ass. Some of the concepts they go for are just not at all what they're trying to intend it to be, and it just comes off as kind of stupid. But there are some fun visuals, there's some fun sequences, I guess. It's worth a watch if you've never seen it. I don't know if it's worth a buy, but it's 6 episodes, so you can bang that out in an evening or whatever. I don't know what you kids call it these days. Alright, next up we got Full Metal Panic and Full Metal Panic Fumofu. So, this is a weird sequence of purchases. So I bought Full Metal Panic Fumofu back when I was buying all of those anime for, a nickel or whatever. And I've never watched it. It's been sitting, I think most of them are actually still in their original shrink wrap. This might be worth a few bucks. It's ADV. But yeah, I've never gotten around to watching this. From what I understand, this was like a comedy side shot anime. I don't know. Oh my god. Is that the same fucking character? Hang on. Holy shit. Alright. Alright, I never put this together. So, yeah, I'm not even kidding with this, guys. So, in Amagi Brilliant Park, there was a character in the show. He's like this mascot. Take a look. That little guy there with kind of the funny hat. He's like a mouse or something, and he's one of the mascots for Amagi Brilliant Park. And when I was watching this anime, I was like, he looks so familiar. Like something, I've seen him before, but they made no reference to him ever being in anything else, and whatever. So, I'm looking at Full Metal Panic Fumofu, which came out in like 2001 or some shit. 2005. And there he is on the fucking top of the box, along with some dust. Yeah, apparently he's in this universe. That's super bizarre, and I never put that together until right now. I'm excited to kind of watch this now, actually. If it's like the same universe or there's some sort of tie-in, maybe it's just the same creator and it's like a character he likes. I don't know. That's what I would guess if I had to just go off of whatever. But okay, back to my original thought. Full Metal Panic Fumofu I've never watched. I picked it up when it was on sale. I think it's like an offshoot series or something, and I haven't gotten a chance to watch the actual original show yet. So I have Full Metal Panic, the complete series. I think there might be a second season too, called like the Second Barrage or something. Hello again. Just real quick, I picked up Full Metal Panic, the second raid. I have not watched it yet, obviously, but I'm a completionist. For some stupid fucking reason, I'm a completionist when it comes to anime and everything else in my life. If I'm missing some piece of the puzzle, it irritates the hell out of me, so I had Full Metal Panic, I had Full Metal Panic Fumofu, and so I needed the second raid. If someone tells me that there's a goddamn movie out for this shit, I'm gonna lose it. I haven't even watched the first one yet. I want to watch this. Stop it. Next up, I have Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist is a lot of fun. Unfortunately, it was kind of rendered irrelevant by the redo of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which I have right here too. Ooh. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I have the Blu-rays. Here's the deal. Full Metal Alchemist is one of those anime that came out before the manga finished, so they kind of went and did their own thing for the latter half of it. Some people really like that, and actually, to be completely honest, I do own the movie, one of the movies, The Conqueror of Shambhala, and I really liked this movie. From what I recall, I really liked the twist in it. I recall that being a lot of fun, but I don't think that it's true to the manga, and this was part of the original Fullmetal Alchemist series. If you have to pick between the two, watch Brotherhood, because Brotherhood is just better, from what I remember. The original Fullmetal Alchemist is pretty good still, but it just suffered, and I think that Brotherhood was a better job overall, so. Next up is Gasaraki. Gasaraki or Gasaraki, I don't know how you pronounce this. Another one that I picked up when it was super duper cheap. I think I paid like $25 for the whole series. I don't recall liking it. I think I only watched like the first episode or two, but it was very cryptic and very weird. It's got cool mech design in it, and like if it's a cool mech anime, I'm down for that. But I don't think that it's going to be great, so I'm not really looking forward to watching it. Yeah. Yeah, if you know better than me, if Gasaraki is actually super good, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to get your feedback. Genshiken and Genshiken 2. These are... Okay, so I gotta tell a little bit of a story with these. Genshiken and Genshiken 2 are fun. They're a lot of fun. It's definitely lighthearted anime. Very silly, kind of goofy. The basic plot is... they're in an anime, well, not really an anime club, they're in like it's like a culture club, but it's essentially just anime, manga, super nerdy shit. The characters are all fun, they're neat personalities. It's a fun comedy anime. The versions that I own here, and I hate to kind of talk bad about this company, unfortunately, but Anime Works are the ones that have the licenses for these and produce these, and this is shady business because the anime are stuffed in here, and they basically look like they're bootlegged. And I'll actually pull one of these out to show. They're on purple discs, like they're on straight up, these are DVD-Rs. And they are made in somebody's home office or some shit. The quality of the box is really shitty. Like, if you look at the font and everything on here, it's actually blurry. Like, the screenshots obviously look like they were printed off in LaserJet. It's really weird, but this is an official copy. This is not a bootleg. I bought this originally, and I thought it was a bootleg. I brought it to Otaku Joe, and he was like, you know, bring me the copy you have, and I'll take a look at it and let you know, because he sees these things all the time. He looks at it, and yeah, no, it's an official copy of what I got. So, it's just weird. Like, I think AnimeWorks is just a very small distributor, and they probably just print these to order or something. Like, you know, when people actually order them, they'll just print a copy off. Very bizarre, though. And I had a problem playing the DVDs, too. I remember they did not play properly in my PS4, because they didn't read or something, so I had to play them on my computer, and they pulled up like a DVD-R. It's fucking weird. So, I don't know. I enjoy it. If you can buy them, if you can support the company or whatever, that's cool. But it's definitely the lowest quality DVDs I own. Next up is Get Backers. Get Backers Collection 1 and Collection 2 actually is over here. Yeah, Ghost in the Shell is about to fall over. You shut up. Get Backers. I guess this is the original version of let's split our fucking anime up into 2 big box set seasons and charge an arm and a leg for them. I remember this being fun. It's fun. It's got some cool characters in it. I don't think that it was anything super memorable because I cannot remember the name of or aspects of any of these fucking characters at all. It's been many years since I've watched this, but I recall it being okay. I'll rewatch it. I'll let everybody know once I give it another go. Next up, we've got Ghost in the Shell, the classic anime masterpiece. Extremely well received, super, super good reviews. I was really curious, though, because this has Scarlett Johansson in it, and I remember people saying that this was really good, like, back in the 90s, so I don't know if this was a re-release, or, like, seems like she's the same age. Like, something's weird about this. Okay, now that my bullshit is over, Ghost in the Shell, the actual anime version, the good version, is very, very good. I don't know if it's aged quite as well as everybody thinks. It's entertaining. It's still very cool. It's a cool universe. It's very cool concepts, things like that. I really like sci-fi, obviously. I don't know if it's the super duper masterpiece that everybody says it is. I'm not going to get in a fight with anybody about it. If you love this movie, God bless you. There are tons of people who do. I would definitely recommend watching it if you haven't. Give it a shot. I really, really liked it. I will say that I did not like Standalone Complex. That was the anime version of this, like the actual series version that came out later on. I think that they came out with a newer show called Arise, and I haven't watched that yet. But Standalone Complex, for whatever reason, didn't settle with me. I don't own it, and I don't care to. But Ghost in the Shell, definitely check it out. It's if nothing else, it's a pinnacle of anime. It's an achievement. It's a piece of history that you owe yourself to watch at some point. Next up is Girls und Panzer. So I own the series, the complete TV series, the complete OVA series. This is the real Anzio Battle and Der Film. I picked these all up on sale. Sentai Filmworks was doing a big sale over the holidays, and I picked them up. They're all unopened, which seems really bad. I haven't watched any of these. I did watch about half of the first of the show, though, and I really enjoyed it. Interesting story. I have a friend who is a huge fan of like World War II and especially tanks. Like he's a big fan of anything tank related. He plays World of Tanks or whatever that PC game is, and he's kind of an anime fan a bit. He's kind of still getting his feet wet in it. He doesn't have a ton of shows that he's watched yet. But as soon as he heard that there was an anime about tanks, he was of course all over it, and he was talking this show up left and right. And when I originally heard the concept for Girls und Panzer, I thought it was the stupidest sounding bullshit on the face of the planet. Like, I was like, this show can't be good. This has got to be garbage. It's got to be just like, kawaii desu tanks, whatever. But they handle it really well, and it's actually a lot of fun. It's a totally, unacceptable concept. Like, it's basically a bunch of high school girls in a tankery club where they literally drive around functional tanks and shoot at each other with shells. Like, it's totally unreasonable, but it works. Somehow it works. It's fun. It's actually an enjoyable show, and I enjoyed it. I liked what I watched so far, and it was enough to make me invest and pick up pretty much everything else. So, give it a shot. Speaking of lighthearted fun, Grave of the Fireflies. Yeah. Okay, Grave of the Fireflies is an intensely depressing film. You owe it to yourself to watch this movie. Seriously, it's so freaking good. Like, it's absolutely well made. If you consider yourself a fan of anime, you owe it to yourself to watch this. It's so poignant. It's very, very heartbreaking. But watch it. I mean, you're gonna cry. You're gonna cry by the end of it, but it's really, really good, and give it a watch. It's a masterpiece for sure. Gravion. I don't know what this is. Gravion Zwei. I don't know what this is. Also, there's girls, tearing each other's clothes off on it. Why don't I know what this is? This looks amazing! Gundam Wing, another one that I do not have the box set for. I do have a fond memory of it, though. I had asked my folks for it for Christmas one year, and it was expensive. This was back when anime was not at all affordable. I think that the 10-disc box set was literally a gigantic box like this. You'll see it when we cover it on Cover by Cover. And it was, I think, $150, which was relatively cheap for a 10-disc box set. There were some box sets that went for even more than that for less episodes and less content. Even at $150, I was very hesitant when I asked my folks for Christmas. I was like, there's no way I'm going to get this. It's kind of a... My folks, I did not come from impoverished background or anything like that. I was definitely solid middle class. But having said that, my parents were not rich. They weren't throwing, wads of money at me left and right. It was a very special thing for me to get a gift of that caliber. So I remember on Christmas, the Christmas I had asked for, we got done with all the gifts and all this stuff, and I was like, oh, I didn't get Gundam Wing. That's fine. I still got, plenty of presents, and I was happy, and it was just kind of a thing yeah, I understand. It was pretty expensive. But then my mom's like, oh yeah, Joe, you got one more gift behind the tree. She pulls it out, and it was in one of those bags, and it had just the thing. I was just like, is it Gundam Wing? And I pulled it out, and I was like, oh, it's Gundam Wing! Ah! It was a very, very good Christmas memory for me. So thanks a bunch, Mom and Dad, for being amazing parents, and I'm very blessed to have been raised by you. Okay, I'm done talking about my parents on this silly internet video, but love you, Mom and Dad. Yay. Oh yeah, Gundam Wing is pretty good. Gungrave. This is actually kind of a pride and joy of mine. This is the old school Geneon Pioneer box set. Extremely beautiful box art. I really, really like this. Very good series, too. Unfortunately, I don't remember if I finished it. I think I did. Oh my god, I don't recall, though. I definitely got far in it, though. It was a very, very good. I really enjoyed what I saw. Very cool concept, but I need to go back and rewatch this. This is on my list. Give this one a shot if you haven't seen it yet. Will covered it in his 25 anime nobody's ever heard of, which people gave him a bunch of shit for. They're like, who hasn't heard of Gungrave? Well, the majority of young anime fans haven't heard of this because it's not exactly accessible. So give this one a shot if you haven't watched it. Definitely watch it. I will be watching it with you. Handmaid May. It has been many, many years since I've watched this anime, but I remember it being fun. It was a fun, cute little anime. Nothing intense, nothing crazy. This girl on here is like yay tall or something. She has a fucking USB port for a tail. and she's just a little assistant, kind of a personal assistant, and some cute little adventures and shenanigans happen. So, it was worth a shot. I liked it. This is a newer one. Haven't you heard I'm Sakamoto? This one is neat. It's very funny. I haven't finished watching it. Will and I actually, he came over someday and we watched like the first 3 or 4 episodes. Very much in the line of Cromartie High School. Very irreverent humor, very random, fun stuff. And unfortunately, because of that, I think it kind of suffers the same effect of Cromartie High, where like it's very hard to binge watch this. You get kind of sick of the style of humor if you watch too much of it in a row. So it's definitely one where you can watch a few episodes at a time, sit on it a week or two, and then watch again. So it's on my list. I definitely want to finish this one up because it was very fun, very funny, and I enjoyed it a lot. Heat Guy J. This is a cool anime. We covered this one in cover by cover, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I recommend it off the first few episodes. I have watched this series. Very neat characters, very neat story. It's nothing super duper impactful or crazy, like, meaningful or anything like that. But that's not the point. You have a giant robot. Oh my god, don't fall out, no! You have a giant robot who is a Scotsman who the boxes form together to make the face of. In more ways than one. You can do it like that. His face is on, like, the side art. You can do it like that, and it's on the back art too. Like, Heat Guy J is staring at you no matter what way you orient these boxes. So, it's cool. It's a lot of fun. I recommend it. Hellsing Ultimate. Hellsing Ultimate is really cool. Unfortunately, I have not finished watching them yet myself. I'm very sorry. I did get through, I think, episode 4 or 5. And I was really enjoying it. I don't remember why I stopped. I have a tendency sometimes to overdo it with anime. Like, I'll binge watch something, I'll love it, and then I'll watch too much of it. And all of a sudden I'm like, I cannot stand another fucking moment of this. I had it happen recently with Durarara. Durarara. It's such a stupid name to say, but whatever. I was watching it on Netflix, and it has 2 seasons on Netflix. I watched the first season, binged it, and I was like, this is fucking awesome. I loved it, but I knew, I was like, if I move on to season 2, I'm gonna get sick of it immediately after like 2 or 3 episodes, and I'm gonna stop. But stupid me still went and watched like a couple episodes, and then I got sick of it, and I didn't want to watch anymore, so I should know by now. But no, Hellsing, really, really entertaining, very cool series. Give this one a shot. It's Hellsing Ultimate. Check this one out over Hellsing, the original one, for sure. Check this one out. This doesn't look very good. It's not porn, I swear. It's called The Hentai Prince and the Stony Cat, but it's not porn, I swear. It's a cute anime. This is definitely in my like cutesy, inconsequential anime category. Fun. It's fun. It's fine. The plot is kind of dumb. Some characters end up like swapping character traits or something early on. The main character boy is like, I don't remember what his issue is, but he ends up swapping with the main character girl who's upset that she's too emotional. So like he ends up getting her emotional outbursts and she ends up getting his like inability to express himself or something. And it's kind of, it's fun, it's cute, it's a little romance anime, harmless, whatever. It's worth watching just for some funny scenes. And whatever. That's cute. It's cute. It's cute. It's fine. I can say that. I'm a grown man! His and Her Circumstances. His and Her Circumstances is a very good show. This is one of the anime, when I first started getting into anime, this is one of the ones that nobody would shut up about. Like, everybody loved this. Everybody was like, so good, it's amazing, so great. And I feel like recently it's kind of fallen to the wayside. Like, people just don't talk about it anymore or seem to care about it. Maybe it's because everyone's seen it now, or maybe people legitimately don't know about it. But it's a nice romance anime. It's got some fun comedy to it. It's a nice anime. In stupid Studio Gainax fashion, the series doesn't fucking end. Like, it just The last episode is literally a cop-out where they leave a bunch of shit unresolved and don't actually come back to it. So that's stupid and annoying, but other than that, it's fine. It's a fun anime. I would recommend it if you like cutesy, romance, fun. Howl's Moving Castle. Back to Studio Ghibli. This is actually one of my favorites of his. I'll probably say that about every I'll say that about every single one. I'd be like, this is one of my favorite Studio Hayao Miyazaki films. No, I actually really like Howl's Moving Castle. I know some people do not like it. Will. But I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was very charming. I thought it was very fun, very nice, very cool set, like cool visuals. I really liked the castle itself. I enjoyed it. I would not put it above some of his other movies, but I really like this one. So check this one out if you haven't seen it yet. I recommend it. I My Me Strawberry Eggs. So, fun story about this one. Will and I, for those of you who don't know, Will and I actually went to high school together. And he was a grade below me, and we had a few classes that overlapped a little bit. But I knew him as an acquaintance more than anything else. I don't know if I was ever really good friends with him in high school. He was, into wrestling and stuff like that. I was just a big nerd, so we didn't really have a whole lot of overlap with those fields. Cut to many years later, and I'm actually very good friends with Alan, who was involved in season 1 of Animerica. He was basically my best friend in high school, and he stayed in touch with Will and was very, very good friends with him. So kind of as a mutual bridge, he got us in touch with each other, and we definitely, coming back together, we kind of hit it off. This was shortly before or shortly after Alan had departed the show, and Will asked if I wanted to become involved with Animerica and cover by cover and all this stuff. So that's when I agreed to. We've become good friends since then. I think he's a great friend and everything. Anyway, besides all that, I My Me Strawberry Eggs was one of the first anime that I recommended for him to watch of mine. Like, we kind of started off by doing a little bit of an anime loan back and forth. Like, we'd say, you watch this, I'll watch this. I loaned him I My Me Strawberry Eggs, and he fucking hated it. He despised this anime like it was the bane of his existence. And it was so funny to me, because I thought it was cute. I thought it was fine. It's a stupid anime, but it's fine. It's cute, whatever. But he fucking hated it. So with that in mind... if you haven't ever seen I My Me Strawberry Eggs, it's cute. It's not good. I mean, I wouldn't say it's great anime or whatever, but it's fun. If you're looking for some stupid filler frill that's not terribly consequential, it's fine. It's fine. Will. Jubei-chan is a cute show. I actually remember this one being pretty fun. I believe I did watch this series all the way through. Pretty light, pretty kind of goofy. Secret of the Lovely Eye Patch. So yeah, it's basically a ninja. It's a schoolgirl who gets like secret ninja powers or some sort of samurai abilities because she's wearing an eye patch. It's okay. It's fun. J2, The Counterattack of Siberia Yagyu, is Jubei-chan Season 2. I haven't actually watched this one yet, but I picked up all the DVDs individually because they were super cheap. So, Genion. Kaleidostar. Kaleidostar is an interesting one because I thought I remembered seeing some episodes of this a very long time ago. Like back when I was getting into anime, like early on. And I picked up the 2 seasons. They were really cheap. These are like the Super Saver editions or whatever. Yeah, the Save Value edition. I picked these both up, and I watched the first several episodes of it, and it was not as good as I remembered it. So either I remembered it wrong, or I just need to give this more time. Because it was okay, but I don't know. I didn't really latch on to much, but I got to give it another shot. So, meh. Key the Metal Idol. Key the Metal Idol. Sounds like just how you would, like, damage somebody's property. Like, you just run up to it and you key it. You're like, argh! This one I haven't actually watched. This was a gift. This was not a gift. This was another anime I bought from my old roommate. I guess it was kind of a gift because he gave me a good deal on the anime he sold me. And I've heard it's super depressing, so it hasn't been something I've been like, I'm excited to watch this. But then again, I've also heard a lot of good things about it, so it's on my list. I'll be watching it soon. And next we come up to Kids on the Slope. This one was actually an anime that my folks got for me. It was a Christmas present this last year. I usually just throw things on my Amazon wish list and they get me a couple of whatever's on there. And this is one of the ones they got me. And we watched, it's kind of funny, I was visiting my parents. They have retired and they live in Mississippi. I was visiting them and I watched like the first 5 or 6 episodes of this with my mom. And she enjoyed it. She actually thought it was quite a bit of fun. By about episode 4 or 5, at some point she just turned to me and she was like, is this a gay anime? Like, not in a derogatory way, she was saying it more like, is this an anime with homosexual characters? Because, seriously, these two guys, like, they act very friendly sometimes. And I looked at her and I was like, no, maybe? I don't know. But the last episode we watched was the drummer basically making lovey eyes at some girl that appeared, so I don't think that it's a yaoi, but it might be. If it is, I mean, it's still very good. The music is really well done. I wouldn't, knock the whole thing out just because it's a yaoi, of course. I'm not closed-minded like that. But it was kind of curious. Like, the first several episodes, the chemistry between these two was very on the edge. Like, it was like, they could be really good friends, or they could be something more. Millie, shut up! Kiki's Delivery Service. By the way, yeah, I'm yelling at my cat. Her name is Millie, and yes, she is named after the character from Trigun, because I'm a gigantic weeaboo. Millie, I swear to God, if you keep it up, I'm gonna go get killed. Spoilers. Kiki's Delivery Services, very fun anime. Another Hayao Miyazaki film. I have it still in the original shrink wrap, of course, because I haven't watched this copy yet, but I have seen it in the past, and it's cute. It's not amongst his best, I don't think, but it's also good. I mean, all of his works are very good, so definitely enjoy it. Unfortunately, this features the voice talent of Janine Garofalo, who I hate. But it has Phil Hartman, who I love. So, I don't know. I guess it falls somewhere in between, in terms of voice talent. So here's an interesting one. This series is called King of Bandit Jing. However, it has been released as Jing, King of Bandits. So I guess technically it could be sorted under the J's or the K's. Personally, I have it under the K's because my copy says King of Bandit Jing. And it's very good. It's a lot of fun. It's been a long time since I've seen this series, but I remember it being kind of a fun, sort of a adventure type of anime. There is a talking owl character in it, I remember. I don't remember anything else about it. I think it was kind of a fantasy setting. But no, it was a fun anime from what I remember. I've got to rewatch it, though. Obviously, as you've seen, I have so many anime I've just not watched in years. Next up, I have K-On! Or Con? Cone? K-On! Cone. Can. I have cans. Got some cans. Next up, I have K-On! Or K-On! God, I don't know how to pronounce it! I have K-On! The first season and the movie. I watched a few episodes of this. I really like it so far. However, I did not continue because I have an issue where I really don't like watching part of an anime if more of it is available, and I haven't gotten it yet. Like, I had the same problem with Tiger and Bunny. When we get to that one, I have the first season of it, or the first box set or whatever. I really liked it, but I haven't been inclined to finish it because I don't want to finish it and then be unable to continue watching if there's more available, but I haven't gotten it yet. So K-On! Is kind of in a weird spot. I would like to watch more of it, but I need to pick up the second season, and they divided the second season up in one of those stupid part 1 and part 2s, and they both cost $180,000 because it's Sentai Filmworks, and fuck me. Hey, LR, licensed by royalty. This one, I mean, we did a cover by cover of it. I've gushed about it. Everyone should basically know my feelings on this anime, it's fantastic. It's really good. This is one that I have watched multiple times. I would recommend it to anybody who likes, buddy cop anime or just kind of fun, like spies, a bit of espionage stuff. There's a good story that covers most of the series. It's 13 episodes, 12 or 13 episodes, I think. The only flaw of the anime is that the last episode is kind of not great. They decide to pull one of those like cliffhanger ending things that, because there isn't a second season of this available, is really annoying. And they don't answer what exactly happened. So I think this is coming off the heels of, there was kind of a time when a lot of anime were like, for the last episode, we're going to do something extra edgy, and like, you're going to have to, wow, is this really how it ends? You'll have to tune in next season, and then they never fucking release next season. So I just would have preferred for there to be a more deserved ending, and I don't feel like the ending to this series is what it deserved, what it was working up towards. I think they could have done a better job. But for what it is, I still really enjoy it. The music is fantastic in it, even though it's all broken English. Again, if you watch the cover-by-cover episode, I gush about it a lot. And fun story, I actually didn't own the box for this until very recently. I actually I bought, it was one of the disc 1 and the box. I picked it up and then I just sold the disc 1 and kept because I had volumes 1 through 4 individually. I just really wanted the box because I'm a collector. Boy, oh boy, is this a love-hate relationship. So Love Hina, the manga is good. The manga is good. It's fine. It's actually, Love Hina was the first manga that I ever bought or read. I was working at GameStop at the time, and GameStop is owned by the same company that owns Barnes & Noble. So I actually got an employee discount at Barnes & Noble, so I would go there and I would buy volumes of Love Hina and a bunch of the other manga that I picked up at the time. So this was a really good manga. I really enjoyed it. The anime, not so much. It's not bad. It's not bad, but it's not good either. I don't know. I feel like it kind of falls into a lot of the pitfalls of your typical, harem anime that's very, I don't know, a lot of the characters kind of one-dimensional, and it just, they just could have done a better job. However, I am really happy about this box set. I paid $150 for this fucking thing. And that was back in, I was still in high school, I think, 2004, 2005, somewhere around there. I paid $150 for this. Anime fans from years ago, you remember that box sets used to cost a shit ton. I remember when I bought Outlaw Star, which we're going to be coming up to in a few minutes, I bought the box set for Outlaw Star. That thing cost like $75, and that was a steal. That was a steal. That was like the cheapest anime I'd ever bought. Other anime, they were like $180. I think the box set for Gundam Wing was $180. So yeah, this thing was $150 for 9 discs in a shitty, almost bootleg-looking slipcover, but this is not a bootleg. I really hope this isn't a bootleg. Oh my god. No, this is covered with Bandai branding. But yeah, I paid $150 for this, and because of that, I think this might be a collector's item. I really don't know. I haven't ever done any research on it, so I don't know if this is worth anything. I know that you can buy Love Hina these days for fucking $20 in one of those, Super Saver collections or whatever. So, yeah. That's it for my rant. There will be more rants. Next up is Lucky Star. Lucky Star is an anime. I've watched several episodes of this. It's pretty funny. I enjoy it. It's not the best thing I've ever seen, but it's also not bad. It was a little samey. I think the first several episodes were a little samey. There were some really good jokes, though. So it's definitely up my alley when it comes to kind of, non sequitur humor, real goofy shit. I was a big fan of this box set. I got this pre-owned, I think. I can't remember how much I paid for it, but it was discs 1 through 6. Unfortunately, it does not have the OVA in it, which, as I've mentioned before, I'm kind of a completionist, so I'm a little upset that I don't have the whole thing. But I'll get the OVA eventually, I'm sure. but it's fun. Nice box.